Hello everybody, it is time for part 2 of the October through December collection update video. This is DVDs and Blu-rays and Crystal's here.
Hey.
Yeah, we're using a new spot because she bought a table and I think it fits better. Okay, so like I said, DVDs and Blu-rays. We got quite a lot of Blu-rays the last couple months. A lot from the same place for really cheap. We'll explain that when we get there. But first up, I got a little figurine from a friend of ours, and I'm putting it in this video because of what it is. It's Majin Buu from DBZ. It's a little nice keychain. Crystal just pointed this out, but why is the dragon pink?
Yeah. I don't know how you didn't see that.
Yeah, I never noticed that, but really, really cool figurine. I just thought I'd throw it in here since I throw the figurines and stuff in the videos. So, go ahead and set him off to the side. We'll start off with the DVDs. This first one is actually a huge surprise for me because I never thought I'd see it anywhere, honestly, and we found it at a Goodwill of all places. It's actually the John Petrucci Rock Discipline guitar DVD. It's his, like, guitar...
How to play?
It's like a guitar, it's a technique and practice things. It's basically his guitar DVD.
Oh, how to do his technique?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like how to play a guitar.
This is actually decently old. It's from the mid-90s because he's got his Picasso guitar, which he used on Images and Words and Awake, I believe.
And that weird jacket. Like, what
yeah,
is it?
it's from 95. Yeah, it says right there. And it apparently was reprinted in 2002 and 2005, apparently. But I never thought I'd have this. There's actually a really friend of mine who was really jealous when I sent him a picture of this. He's like, wow, I want it. And he actually plays guitar. But I'm not getting rid of this because even though I don't really play guitar, I want it. So really, really cool disc. And it has this huge like insert here of it's literally the book with all the notes, the actual like technique with the scales and all that. So it's, if I'm even saying that right, I'm so garbage. But anyway, yeah, really, really cool DVD. Really, really cool stuff. Yeah, moving on. Then we go on to a movie Crystal really likes, and we found this at the same Goodwill. That is going to be a reoccurring theme in this video. A lot of this stuff we got at the same exact Goodwill. I don't know why she likes this movie, because I don't like the actor at all in this movie.
So this is an Of the Times movie. Malibu's Most Wanted.
I'll let her do the talking, because I don't have much to say.
Hold on. I'm trying to... Because I haven't seen this movie since it came out. From what I can remember, from when I watched it, like, years ago, it's about, basically, he's, like, this rich dude, but he wants to be a rapper, so his family makes it so these two actors, they pay them to kidnap him so they can show him how rough it is in the world so he can stop being a rapper. But then random stuff happens and it's a comedy and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I just don't like Jamie Kennedy. I like Anthony Anderson
yeah,
though.
like Jamie Kennedy kind of just plays the same character in everything he plays.
Freaking Snoop Dogg's in this movie.
When he was like really like all over the place. When you saw Jamie Kennedy in like everything.
Oh god, okay, yeah.
I thought it was a really funny movie, but
I mean, I'll watch it because she likes it so much, but...
And the box is in really good condition
yeah,
for being the cardboard DVDs.
Yeah, for being that really crappy one that opens like this, it's in really good shape. Interesting to have. It was more for her again, but still, it is what it is. Alright, moving on to an actual TV show. It's actually one we've been really into lately, and we had to grab this. As soon as I had the money, I grabbed this because I wanted to finish the series. It's the last season of Twin Peaks, or the limited event series, also known as Season 3. Yes, we haven't watched all of this. We've only watched like the first 2 episodes. And it's weird. It's definitely way out there. But I
don't really have much to say about it right now.
Because we've only seen the 2 episodes. Yeah, we kind of stopped to watch something else. That'll be explained in a later video. Not really explained, but it'll just be dropped that we're watching this. Really, really cool to have, though. We'll finish it probably when we're done with the other thing. I can't wait to finish the show because that show is wild. It's really weird. The first 2 seasons are out there. It's weird. Really, really great, though, to have this, though, because that's everything. Alright, last DVD, and we go back to Goodwill. We found this at the same Goodwill again, and it's because we've been slowly watching through all the movies on Netflix. I assume eventually we'll just get all the movies in some way, and she wanted the DVD. I may get a Blu-ray at some point, but it's actually Rocky Balboa, the midquel or whatever, the middle movie, or the last Rocky the last Rocky is the main character movie.
Yeah, it's like...
From 2007.
Basically, this movie is... Basically, all the Rocky movies, including the Creed movies, they kind of go in order. Like, it's 1 through 5 first, and then Rocky Balboa, and then Creed 1 and 2. And they're all basically in consecutive order.
Yeah. Well, with time in between.
Yeah. I mean, like Rocky's 1 through 5 are obviously in order, and then this one is after 5 when he retires. But Blockbuster.
Oh my god.
But
I might just keep that in there just for like every time I open this to be like, what, Blockbuster?
This was when he retires. He comes out of retirement to fight and blah blah blah. I haven't seen this one,
yeah, his
so I
son's
can't.
all grown up and stuff.
Yeah, his son's grown up, and yeah, and then in Creed,
he's training another. We'll get to that
because
you'll be seeing more Rocky later. But we have seen Rocky 1 through 4. We haven't seen 5 and anything past that. So we will get to this at some point. Really, really cool to have. And as I said, we'll talk more about Creed later because it's at the end of the video, basically, or close. All right, we go on to the Blu-rays now. These first two I picked up. We went to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and one of the guests there was James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd. And I've been wanting to meet him for a million years, approximately. And they actually had some stuff for sale. So I ended up actually grabbing the AVGN-X Blu-ray, which is basically the first like 5.5 DVD volumes. So that kind of makes that easier, kind of condenses down my collection a little bit. So it's a little bit smaller. Unfortunately, the AVGN-X 2 and 3 are out of print. I talked to one of the dudes for Screenwave, yeah. And they said that they were planning on releasing a box set of the first 3 or 4 at some point. So what I may do is just like take the discs out of this one since I've watched them and put them into the other one. And then just display this one because it's signed by James. So yeah, there is that, but we'll see what I end up doing about that. This is the first 100 episodes if I didn't already explicitly state that. So it's basically up to Rob the Robot. Then I also picked this up because I didn't think I'd find this. It's actually the complete Board James Blu-ray, also signed by James, all of Board James, so I can basically get rid of the DVD that only goes up to Dream Phone. So that was really cool to have this as well. This is really cool to have because I love the Board James series. So really, really cool. Also, I'm going to go back and mention about this. This has all of the special features from the DVDs as well, plus some extra stuff. So really, really cool to have both of those. Then we'll actually go on to an anime that I've, it's actually an anime I watched a couple of years ago that I didn't realize they dubbed I wouldn't say the new series of, because it's kind of complicated, but this is AI Tenchi Muyo, or I Tenchi Muyo, I'm not sure how you would pronounce that. This is actually, it's celebrating 20 years. This was actually released like 2017, 2016. But it's actually 55-minute shorts, so it only takes about 3.5 hours or so to watch this whole thing, and the animation's quite different. But basically, Tenchi, there's some stuff that happens, and Tenchi ends up being a teacher at an all-girls school. Yeah, it's interesting.
So it's basically Love Hina?
Well, no. It's a little bit different, because...
or no, Negima?
I guess, kind of, but not really, because it's only 5-minute shorts. But this is licensed by Funimation, but it was dubbed in California. So there's a lot of like Californian voice actors that I haven't heard in a long time in this anime. Like there's a couple I haven't heard since like Digimon era. And then the crazy thing that really surprised me about this is that they actually brought back the original voices of Tenchi, Ryoko, and... Oh yeah, they brought back Mihoshi as well. It's not her original voice, but it's the voice that did her for the longest. They also brought back the original voice of Sasami as well. And a lot of them, as far as I know, all of the original voice actors except for Mihoshi's have retired from voice acting. Like Ryoko's, Petrea Burchard doesn't voice act. She hasn't voice acted since 2000-ish. And so she comes back and does this. It's so good to hear most of the original voices. I don't know about Ayeka's. I think she's dead or something. Washu's, the original voice of Washu actually lives in Oregon. She does the Shakespeare Festival out here all the time. There's a bunch of, and even one of this pink-haired chick is played by the girl who plays, what's her face? The main character in Tenchi in Tokyo. It's the same actress. It's weird to see some of the same voice actors again. But I really enjoyed watching this. It was definitely really well done. For 5-minute shorts, I enjoyed it a lot. Plus Blu-ray, whatever. I paid more than it's probably worth for this, but it's cool. But then we go on to another movie that Crystal really wanted, and she bought herself at Walmart, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was in their $5.
Yeah, it was in their discount bin. So she bought it for herself, even though she actually has the DVD back in Virginia. She wanted the Blu-ray.
Okay, so
I'll let her talk about this one as well.
The movie's true grit, and basically, first of all, this is one of those rare cases where the remake is a lot better than the original, because the original had this character was played by John Wayne, and John Wayne is kind of a typecast character or typecast actor. He can really only play the hero, all-American cowboy kind of character. If he plays anything else, it's not going to really go over well. So in this movie, this guy is basically like a drunk, doesn't give a crap about anybody kind of character, and John Wayne can't really play that.
Yeah.
So basically, the remake is a lot better than the original, I think, just because of that.
Okay.
Long story short, this guy kills her dad, and she hires these two people to go and try to find him. But most of the movie is about the relationship between the girl and this character's called Rooster Cogburn. Because she doesn't really act like your average kid. She's kind of like hardened by the world and everything that's happened to her, and so is he. And they kind of like butt heads and somehow reach an understanding, blah blah blah. But you know all that character development stuff. But this movie is just really good. It's written and directed by the same people that did
The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski, No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
And, but this movie's really good.
And it has Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, and Josh Brolin in it, so it's going to be a good movie. It's the Coen brothers.
And even this actress, she's really good too.
Really, really cool. I'll definitely watch it with her at some point.
It's really good.
All right, we'll go on to some more Goodwill pickups. We got the next 4 Blu-rays here, are all from Goodwill. They were all really cheap, so I just had to grab them. The first one is Mad Max Fury Road. I saw this movie in theaters. I actually really liked it. I've heard mixed things from a lot of people about it, but I enjoyed the movie. But I haven't seen any of the other Mad Maxes, so that's probably why. But I think that Charlize Theron did a great job, and then Tom Hardy, he barely talks in this movie. He probably has like 10 lines of dialogue, maybe. So it's all just him facial acting and body acting. So, and I think he does a good job. I mean, again, haven't seen the other ones, so I don't know. Really, really cool. You haven't seen this movie, have you, Crystal?
Nope.
It's good.
I haven't seen it. I've heard the video game's really good.
Yeah, the video game associated with that's pretty good. But yeah, moving on. We go on to a set of movies here that are in pristine shape. I believe one of these was sealed when we got them, but we got them for really cheap at the same Goodwill. It's actually the first 2 Rambos, First Blood and First Blood Part 2. We were on the Rocky kick, and I saw these, and I'm like, well, these are probably the 2 that I know of that everybody really, really likes. So I guess once we do all the Rockies, we'll probably do the Rambos.
Including the movie from like this year.
Oh, including Last Blood or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Well, even John Rambo or just Rambo wasn't that great, but these are supposed to be good. I know they're gory and ridiculous, but we'll see. Really, really cool to have these. Plus, they're both in really, really good shape. Really, really cool. Don't know much about them because I haven't actually seen the Rambos, but it is what it is. Then we go on to one of my favorite movies of all time, and I'm glad to finally have this thing on Blu-ray. I adore this movie with all of my soul. I don't even care. Crystal doesn't like it as much because it was overplayed on TV. I don't care.
Oh, I will tell them the reason why.
But I adore this movie. It's Remember the Titans. I will never not like this movie. This is legitimately one of my favorite movies ever. I remember it being on TV a lot, but I still love this. It's been a while since I watched this movie, actually. But I'll let her get her thing out of the way.
The thing is, I really like the movie. It's a really good movie. But the reason why, you know how when you see something over and over and over again for years, you just don't want to see it anymore? That's literally what happened, because basically this is based on is it based on a true story? I don't know how true.
Kind of a true story.
I don't know how true, the events in the movie were to the real stuff that happened. But this happened.
It is definitely.
This happened in Virginia.
Oh.
And I lived in Virginia.
Okay, yeah.
So you were forced to watch this no matter where you were if you lived in Virginia. But the movie's really good. When I saw it the first 3 times, I was like, yeah, this is great. But the next 800 times, I was like, okay, I'm pretty tired of this.
From what I remember, they did take a lot of liberties with the show, like the whole.
The show?
Or the movie. if you remember the scene where he takes them to Gettysburg or whatever, like that never happened in the actual real life. But overall, I just think I love this movie. The acting is so good. It's just a really good movie. I enjoy this too much. It's a great movie. Can't wait to watch it again. It's been a while. But anyway, moving on to, like I said, more Rocky. I actually picked this up at the same Walmart she picked up True Grit because it was in the same bargain bin. And I was like, whatever, if we're going to get all the Rocky movies. It's the first Creed. Yeah, I know this is on Netflix, but might as well just have it. I haven't seen this, though. Crystal has. I want to see it, though, because it's Michael B. Jordan, and everything he's in is really good.
Yeah, for some reason, Michael B. Jordan is just a good actor. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I saw it when we were going to Atlanta.
She saw it on the plane.
On the airplane. At first, I was like, oh, it's basically going to be like Rocky. He's going to come from nothing, blah, blah, blah. But literally, the movie is he already has everything he could possibly want, but he wants to be a boxer, and he has to go through people who have nothing trying to get to the top when he literally already has a lifestyle where he's at the top. And it's like the Rocky movies where in the Rocky, the relationship between Rocky and Adrian drove the movies, but in this movie, it's the relationship between Rocky and Creed that drive the movies. And it's really, or this movie. I haven't seen Creed 2, but this one's really, really good.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it and Creed 2 at some point. Really, really good, though. Can't wait to watch it. We got to get through the Rocky movies first, for sure, though. Really, really cool to have that one. Then we go on to finish up with some superhero movies. Not both Marvel for once. One of them is Marvel, the other one isn't. But we go on to a movie I've wanted to get for a while. It's the only Marvel movie I haven't seen, again, considering what it is. It's Spider-Man Far From Home. For the longest time, Homecoming was the only one I hadn't seen, but now it's just this one. I intend to watch this as soon as possible now, but I really want to see this because it takes place right after Endgame. Really, really cool to have this. I want to watch it because I still don't know if Mysterio is a villain or not, but we'll see. He should be because he was a villain in every other Spider-Man thing. But anyway, really, really cool. And then finally we go on to, I wanted to close out with this movie because of what it is. It's The Dark Knight. It's The Dark Knight on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD, but again, this was at the Goodwill, and it's Heath frickin' Ledger as the Joker, which I stand by, having seen the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, which we don't need to go into.
I've seen The Dark Knight.
Well, having seen the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, we both have. I still think he's my favorite Joker. I'm pretty sure Crystal disagrees with me, but nothing can possibly top that character. He plays the character the most accurate I have ever seen a human being play this character. Now, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, they gave him a background, which he never had in the comic books. If you go off of having no background and just what the character's based on in the comics, this is the most accurate representation I've ever seen. But I like what they did with Joaquin Phoenix. He just is a great actor. So, but this is a phenomenal movie. Everything after this for DC sucks, other than maybe the Wonder Woman movie. I like this movie a lot, though. It's been a while since I've seen it again, though. I don't
yeah, I actually remember seeing this movie, but at the time I wasn't really into movies as much as I am now when I saw this. So I was kind of just like, oh, this movie's boring, and I kind of like shrugged it off, like, oh well, whatever. But the Joker scenes like stood out to me. I kind of like, you can't really compare, to me, you can't really compare Jokers to themselves because it's always a different kind of Joker. Like, the Joker in the animated series is completely different from Jack Nicholson, is completely different from this, is completely different from Joaquin Phoenix. Like, you can't compare them because they're completely different characters. Okay. Batman stays consistent, but the Joker doesn't. To me, I think the most accurate representation of the Joker as a character is in Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah,
not in the movies.
That's the only other one that really stands out to me as a character, as just the Joker.
Yeah.
Is Mark Hamill's representation. Like,
yeah, but the movie ones are kind of like their own thing.
But no, like this one is so well done.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like them. I like them all, but
like I don't know. I saw this movie in theaters, and before I really knew a lot about anything comic books, and like his acting in that movie literally like blew me away so much. Like it messed with my head for a couple days. Oh. But then so did Joaquin Phoenix's. Really great movie, probably my favorite Batman, easy. But that's it. That's the last thing for this video. That is it for the DVD and Blu-ray collection for October through December of 2019. There is one final part, and it is the largest part left. that being video games, there is quite a bit in that. So that may very well be the longest video for once. I'm excited to get to it because there's some really cool stuff in there from a lot of different places. But we will see you in the final video later.